What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about silver and also some gold, but I mainly wanted to talk about preparing for the recession. How we should prepare, why we should prepare. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. I'm actually going to be going live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out. And of course, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account for one friend by the end of the month, and they're going to give you 10 free stocks. Refer 3 friends by the end of the month, and they're going to give you 1 to 15 free shares of Apple. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. The current spot price of silver, as I'm filming the video, is $21.35. It's up 33 cents today so far, or up 1.57%. A solid green day for the beautiful white metal. Spot price of gold is $18.19.10. It's up $10.60 today so far, or up 0.59%. Pretty decent green day for the beautiful yellow metal as well. And of course, the gold to silver ratio is in the 85-to-1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video at like 4:51 in the morning. Not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. Alright, so in today's video, I wanted to talk very little about silver and gold specifically. As you can see on display, we have a nice little selection. We have some miscellaneous coins. We have some creatures of the north. We have some Queen's Beast, the Aztec calendar. We have, a 1 ounce bar, a couple 1 ounce bars, a 10 ounce bar, and some 90% junk constitutional silver. But before we can even get into the money, I think we need to first talk about the currency and more specifically, the general state of the economy. Alright, so, being that we are now in the middle of June, the third quarter of the year is right around the corner. And in the third quarter, we'll finally get to know GDP data for the second quarter, the quarter we're in right now. The reason this is so crucial is because we learned that we had negative GDP growth in Q1. And if we end up having negative GDP growth in Q2, that, by definition, on paper, is a recession. So I wanted to talk about staying proactive rather than reactive during these likely recessionary times and preparing ourselves for it to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. Now, believe it or not, this video was actually supposed to be about the Federal Reserve's meeting today, which by the time this video comes out, the meeting is already over, and we should know what the outcome was, what rate hikes will look like, and what comments were made during the press conference. A lot of people have been anticipating a Fed rug pull or an unexpected 75 basis point hike, but unfortunately, I'm filming this video at like not even 5 o'clock in the morning, so I don't have those details yet. So instead, we're going to focus on the almost guaranteed recession. I'm sure it's no secret that we haven't been doing so well economically, especially these last few months. Inflation just hit another new 40-year high. Analysts are missing nearly all expectations. We're seeing negative GDP growth. New York manufacturing is on the decline. Company earnings reports have been disastrous. And now we're starting to see a huge wave of layoffs. Tesla is laying off 10% of salaried workers. Crypto.com says it will lay off 260 employees. San Francisco rental startup Sonder lays off a fifth of office employees. Bird cuts 23% of staff. And that's just to name a few. So if this snowball continues to build, which unfortunately, that's what appears to be happening right now, we can go ahead and assume that these layoffs aren't even scratching the surface. Because remember, during recessions, which we're more than likely in one right now, depending on what GDP report shows in Q3, the economy shrinks. During recessions, less people are working and less people are spending. And the stock market is clearly pricing that in with the bloodbath we've been seeing, especially as of lately. So friendly reminder to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer 1 friend by the end of the month and they're going to give you 10 free stocks. Refer 3 friends by the end of the month and they're going to give you all the way up to 15 free shares of Apple. Webull link in the description. Don't pass up on an opportunity. But guess what? It's not just the stock market that has been suffering as of lately. There's actually something out there that has been taking even more punishment. And it's not even something that I'm personally overly interested in, but it's something that I definitely pay close attention to. Look at where Bitcoin was at its peak just in November, not even a year ago. $67,000. Look where it's at right now. $20,000. That's like a 70% fall in less than a year. That's a pretty massive decline. So if anybody wants $5 worth of a crypto of their choice between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, SHIB, and Cardano over on Webull as well, for everyone that you refer that goes and enables crypto trading, they're going to give you $5 worth of a crypto of your choice. Webull link in the description. But anyway, if you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I don't do the whole fear-mongering nonsense. I personally don't benefit by scaring people. I benefit by helping people. And I believe that for every problem, there's a solution. You just got to find out what it is. Which is why I wanted to focus on taking the proactive approach and talk about financial preparation and the importance of having a multifaceted financial preparation system set in place for you and your family. So first things first, it doesn't matter what you do for a living. No job is 100% bulletproof. So right now, you're going to want to make sure you go into Employee of the Month mode. Make sure you're going above and beyond. Obviously, you should always strive to do this, not just during recessions, but make sure you're outperforming as many people as you can. Because you want your company to see you as an asset. You don't want to be looked at as a liability. Liabilities are first in line to get cut when things go south. So if you want to make sure your boss and coworkers know for an absolute fact that they need you to stay afloat, you got to go into Employee of the Month mode. That's my first recommendation. My next recommendation would be to focus on a cash emergency fund. If you haven't already gotten started, get started. In my opinion, if you're not stacking at least a little bit of cash on the side alongside your precious metals or your investments or whatever it is that you typically focus on, in my opinion, you're not fully financially prepping. Figure out exactly how much cash you spend on necessities every month. I'm talking about things that you need to pay for in order to survive. I'm talking about your bills, your food, your rent, your insurance, stuff like that. I'm not talking about your Netflix. I'm not talking about going out to eat every other night. Figure out what you need, how much cash you need per month. And normally people say multiply that by 1 to 3 for a 1 to 3 month emergency fund. I say multiply it by 3 to 6 for a 3 to 6 month emergency fund instead. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. That's what I believe. And also, pro tip, Load up on the canned goods, the cases of water, the first aid supplies, the toilet paper, and really anything else you're going to need before the shelves are empty at the store. Not only will you have the peace of mind when everyone else is panicking, but you'll also be able to make your cash emergency fund last a whole lot longer because you won't need to be spending it on things that you already loaded up on. And now, the last recommendation I have is to look into different asset classes and figure out which ones make the most sense to you and which ones you believe stand the best chance at hedging against inflation. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to put your money into. I won't tell you to go and buy a rental property. I won't tell you to go and start a business. I won't tell you to start investing in index funds. And I won't tell you to start stacking the silver and gold. Whatever you decide on has to be your choice, and certain asset classes work out better for some people than others. But one thing's for sure. Inflation is when wealth transfers from those who are saving to those who are holding assets. That's about all I have to say about recession prepping at this time. If you have any concepts, be sure to share them with us in the comments. It's going to get better, but before it does, it's going to get worse. A lot worse. So buckle up and stay ready so you don't got to get ready. And now, very quickly, I wanted to talk a little bit about silver and gold specifically. I wanted to spend the majority of this video talking about financial preparation in general and really laser in on bracing for impact when it comes to a recession. A more than likely, almost guaranteed recession. I know there are a lot of people out there that say that we're in a recession right now. We probably are. I can't say for sure, because if the GDP report comes out in Q3 regarding Q2 and it says otherwise, then that would be me jeopardizing my credibility, and that's not something I'm willing to do. I believe we're probably in one, but I don't know for sure. We'll find out probably in July. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the silver and gold really quick, because that's one of the ways that I go about preparing myself for recessionary times. Like I said, there are a variety of different asset classes. You could be paying attention to all sorts of concepts. You could be involved in all of them. You could be in real estate, stocks, business, and precious metals all at the same time. It's actually not a bad idea at all. Some people don't have the ability to involve themselves in all these different asset classes. Some people believe in certain assets more than others. And if there's a certain asset class that really isn't for you, you probably shouldn't be there. But when it comes to precious metals, that's one that I'm quite fond of, and it's one that I've been involved in for the last 4.5 years, and I'm personally happy with how the last 4.5 years have gone in terms of precious metals. Maybe I'm not so happy with how things have happened out in the world over the last 4.5 years, but I'm pretty happy with how the silver and gold have gone. And over the last 4.5 years, I've learned quite a bit. Not only about precious metals, but about just money and also currency in general. And I use the precious metals as a form of playing financial defense. And during these times, I don't think it's a half bad idea to be playing financial defense. Because if you're not playing financial defense, you're playing financial offense. And I think right now, I think a lot of people are in the beginning stages of going into defense mode. So it's probably not a half bad time to double down on playing financial defense. Something that you can build up for yourself to preserve wealth rather than build wealth at this time. Now you can go either way. I'm a big believer in playing both sides, defense and offense. It really comes down to what everybody else is doing. See, I've never been one to follow the herd per se, but I do pay very close attention to what everyone else is doing, and usually people, for the most part, move in the same direction. So I take a close look at what everybody's doing, and if I come to the conclusion that the general consensus is to rally into something, then all that means to me is that I should probably stay as far away from that as possible and move on into what everyone else is neglecting. For example, when everybody was rallying into stocks in 2021, the end of last year, stock market was flying. And a lot of people weren't paying too close attention to silver and gold. So as a contrarian, it made more sense to me to focus a little bit more on the silver and the gold. During 2020, when everything was falling apart and everyone and their brother, including the people that were hating on silver for years and years and years, all of a sudden started diving into silver because they thought it was going to make them a trillionaire, I guess. As soon as that started happening, stock market was down 20, 30, 40, 50%. And silver and gold were flying. What did that tell me as a contrarian? Okay, I'll keep stacking silver and gold, but I'm going to step back a little bit and pick up some of the blue chips at potentially half off. That's what I did in 2020, and it worked out very, very well for me. When everybody was rallying into the stock market, mainly into tech stocks, but stocks in general, the end of 2021, or really this whole second half of 2021, that's when I was really doubling down on the silver and the gold. And guess what? That worked out quite well for me as well. Well, I'm taking the same approach here in 2022. I take a look at what everybody else is doing. I come to the conclusion on whether or not that's even sustainable. And I pretty much do the polar opposite. That's how I've been going about things for years. Look at what everyone else is doing. As a contrarian, I usually do the opposite. And the result typically ends up being fantastic in my favor. So those are just some of my thoughts. Those are just some of my tactics and strategies when it comes to financial preparation and why I'm really utilizing the silver and gold, mainly silver, at this time, but I am saving up for my next piece of gold. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to prepping for a recession, when it comes to bracing for impact during recessionary times, what are some of the ideas and concepts and strategies, and what's your game plan during this time? It doesn't necessarily need to be about the money or the investing or the stacking, but just in general. Going into employee of the month mode, focusing on building yourself up a cash emergency fund, loading up on the products and the supplies that you're likely going to need if things go south. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and a bunch of different designs. A lot of the products are helping us raise some funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week. I'm going to be going live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, come hang out. Deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. And every Saturday morning, I post a brand new vlog. And there are a ton of other perks as well. VIP Club link in the description. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Normally it's 2. They bumped it up to 6 for this month only, so capitalize on that while you can. You can deposit any amount, even as little as a penny, and it still works, it still counts, you still get your 6 free stocks. If you refer one friend by the end of the month, they're going to give you 10 free stocks for the referral. It's part of their advertising budget. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward their users for helping them build their app with them, and you can do that 10 times, by the way. You refer 10 friends by the end of the month, that's 100 free random stocks. And of course, if you refer 3 friends by the end of the month, not only are you going to get 30 free stocks, 10 for each referral, but they're also going to give you all the way up to 15 free shares of Apple. Maybe you'll get all 15, maybe you'll get 10, maybe you'll get 1. It's random, but you're guaranteed at least 1. So don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver, maybe some gold, or maybe some prepping supplies, if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video when it comes to recession prepping? How are you going about bracing for impact? We're getting closer and closer and closer to Q3, and Q3 is when we find out GDP data for Q2. If we get a second quarter of negative GDP growth, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth is a recession. We're more than likely going to see that. How are you bracing for impact? Are you doing whatever's necessary to be the top performer at work? Are you building yourself up a cash emergency fund? Are you stacking the silver and gold? Are you investing in real estate? Are you investing in the stock market? Are you starting a business? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.